So, you've heard about La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. And if you're thinking of buying this, I urge you to watch this video first. Stay right there. So, we've all heard of La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. This is the king of date nights. Now, this was made famous for a sweet, semi-spicy cardamom note which runs through the whole life of the fragrance. Now, this is a very unique scent in a sense that there's not many other designer fragrances on the market that do cardamom quite as well as this guy. And this works really well for date nights because of the cardamom, because it's an alluring fragrance. It doesn't project out too much, it's warm, it's comforting, and the idea is that it draws the person you're with into you with a subtle, sweet, spicy cardamom. But over the last few years, this, in my opinion, has got weaker and weaker. And I'm going to compare this bottle, which is a new 2021 bottle, with one I've got from 5 years ago. And then I'm going to give you an alternative if you don't want to buy this, and I'm going to recommend another fragrance for you. So, in my left hand is a bottle from 2016. So it's not a vintage batch, so to speak. I think the vintage batches generally are from 2013, 2014, but it is definitely older than this. This was bought only a few weeks ago, so this is 2021. Now, I don't know if you can see properly from the camera. I will take a picture as well in the light to see if there's any difference in colour, because if you hold it up to the light, there's definitely a difference. So the one on the left is the one from 2016, the one on the right is the new one. So you can see that there's a difference in colour. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray each one on a test strip, and I'm going to see if I can pick out any obvious differences in the notes. So as I said, the main note in La Nuit de l'Homme is cardamom, and that's going to be the run through the whole life of the fragrance, but it's also aromatic. So you've got lavender, you've got some cedar in there, you've got vetiver as well. So this one is the 2016 semi-vintage batch. And then this one is the 2021 batch. So there's not a whole lot of difference. They're still going to smell very, very similar, of course. It's the same fragrance. But definitely in the 2016 batch, it's got more depth. There's just a bit more character. And it's a bit deeper and richer. Whereas this one, the 2021, it just focuses more on the top notes. It's very light, and I could tell this is going to be very fleeting, especially when you spray it on your skin. So for me, obvious difference there. In the 5 years' time, there's been obvious reformulations. Now, you might wonder why reformulations happen. Well, there's a few reasons for it. So there's a governing body called the IRFA, and they look after the perfume rules and laws in the EU. And the idea behind it is they would not let a perfume company put any ingredients into the perfumes that are going to cause any skin reactions or allergies or anything like that. So as you know, as science teaches us that certain ingredients are harmful for our skin, that's why sometimes fragrances are reformulated, because this governing body do not let companies put certain ingredients into their fragrances, so they have to find alternatives. Another reason is, of course, money saving. I don't know what the case is with La Nuit de l'Homme, whether it's money saving, whether it's IRFA regulations, but if you're thinking about a complex fragrance with lots of different naturals in and different aroma chemicals, it's going to cost more money than if you reformulate it and water it down. So that definitely has an effect as well. And also another reason could be that certain ingredients just aren't available anymore, so they have to find different ingredients, and they have to alter the formulation slightly whilst not wanting to take it off the market. Now, I wouldn't come to you and slate La Nuit de l'Homme and say do not buy this without an alternative. I'm going to recommend you buy this, if it focuses. Now, this is a new release from Yves Saint Laurent, Bleu Electrique. This only came out this year, and I don't know what the availability is like in the UK, but I know you can buy this from a company called Myorigines, which I'll link down below, in France. If you spend under £130, there's no customs charges to pay. So delivery costs £3 or £4, and no customs charges to pay. So you can buy this bottle, 100ml, for around £55 plus the £3 delivery. So I think that's a very good price. I'm not sure what the availability is like in the UK, but I will certainly check and let you know down in the comments. So this is Bleu Electrique, and it's very similar, I find, to the original La Nuit. When I'm comparing both of the formulations I've got of the original La Nuit de l'Homme, I find this is much more relevant and much similar to the 2016 batch that I showed you. And I'm going to spray it on a tester strip as well, and I'm going to compare the two of them. I know it's not the same if you spray it on your skin, but I'm still going to get a good idea, I think. So it's slightly more spicy, and it's got more, it's a bit fruitier. So you've got ginger in the top notes, which give it that spice mixed with the cardamom, and you've also got bergamot as well, which is going to give it that kind of citrus elevation, that fruitiness which I mentioned. But apart from that, it's very similar. And this is the 2016 batch. So this is still slightly heavier and richer, I would say. I'd say the cardamom is still more obvious in this. But there really isn't much difference. There really is not much difference at all. So before you spend a lot of money on eBay trying to find a vintage batch of La Nuit de l'Homme, just go for this. You are going to be 95% of the way there with this. Thank you very much for joining me today. Just to sum up, I do not recommend you buying this. This is the new La Nuit de l'Homme 2021. I would instead recommend you to buy La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. Similar price, but this has better performance, it's richer, it's got more character, and it's very similar to the vintage batches of La Nuit de l'Homme. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you got anything out of this video, I would really appreciate you subscribing. I will see you in a few days with the next video. Have a great day.